Go back to the NBA. News about Chris Paul last night. Look, less than a week ago, they posted this on social media. A tribute to Chris Paul with this caption: CP3 will end his Hall of Fame career at home. This is on the heels of the future Hall of Famer announcing he would retire at the end of the season. But then this morning, the news broke that Chris Paul was no longer a member of the team. They said they sent him home essentially last night from Atlanta, where they will play tonight. There's a lot to make of this, but if we're going to open it up to defining CP3's career, go ahead, Marcus Spears, because now we're not going to watch him play anymore.
One of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. I'm not biased because he's my friend, but I know what my eyes have seen him do in that position. You can make arguments, but I think Chris Paul and what he contributed to teams that he played on needs to be mentioned. Unfortunate, he's never been a champion, which is going to be a problem when people start trying to get him into that upper echelon category. But just from a talent and ability and the ability to make other people around you better, that's the job of a point guard. He did it at a very high level for a very long time. When it comes to this particular situation, I just don't know how you can justify. And Mad Dog, I kind of came over to your side. Like, it begs the question, what the hell happened for y'all to handle this way? But with that being said, I can't see anything that bad happening where it's almost like you dismiss him from the team. That to me is quite odd, regardless of if you in conversation with the GM or you got problems within it. You don't do it that way. It looked like they dismissed Chris Paul from the team. And I know CP not taking that well, but I also know that the Clippers have been in shambles for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, listen, I'll play devil's advocate, and you can fight me off. With the Clipper argument, we're going to go along with what you said, blame it on Lawrence Frank. I have no problem with that. I'm a little confused about where Lou was, the owner. How do you let this happen? Because he's been a big Clipper. But one thing about the Clippers, it is a franchise. The idea that this is a legendary Clipper, the Clippers don't have any legendary players. He only played there for 5 years. Clippers they've been a disastrous franchise, and they've never played in a conference final.
Once.
Oh, they played in the conference final
once?
They
lost to Phoenix.
Oh, that's right. They lost to
CP3.
Phoenix, and he was on Phoenix.
That was the best years of the Clippers ever.
That's that 1 year, and he never, obviously, the Clippers as a franchise never been in the final. The problem that you have with Paul when you try to break down his game and put him in historical context, he was not great in the final against Milwaukee. They lost in 6 games.
He averaged 21 and 8.
Bad in Game 6. He did nothing in Game 6 when Giannis had the 50-point game. He had
A lot of
nothing
people didn't
there.
do anything watching Giannis.
Well, you're going to fight me off. We'll give you a chance. The issue with, don't look at me that way, because we've had this debate. The problem that you have with Paul, give me the distinguishable moment in his career in a big spot for his franchise. Give me Magic, Kid Finals, give you major games, Isaiah, Curry, Stockton. You don't want me to go back to Kuzi? I'll lay low. Steve Kerr, back-to-back MVPs. Give me the situation in Paul's career where you say, that's what I want a point guard to do. Never great in the postseason. He had one great game against Game 7 against the Spurs, but he's never had that sequence where you say to yourself, wow, that's the picture.
We got a minute and a half. So that's a debate to me if you're having a conversation about him being the greatest point guard ever in that conversation. But if you're asking top 5, top 6, top 7 point guards in the history of the game, he's in that conversation. Second all-time in career assists behind John Stockton. Second all-time in career steals behind John Stockton. 6th all-time in assists per game at 9.2. Tied for 10th all-time based on a minimum of 750 games in steals per game. Postseason career averaged 20 and 8 in 149 games over 15 postseasons, okay? Member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA selection, 9-time All-Defensive team. Can't play above the rim, was never a prolific scorer or anything like that, but was a leader, a facilitator, somebody that made other people better. This is who we're talking about. Not to mention a former president of the Players Association, and you're Lawrence Frank, who's given up 4 picks for James Harden. You're Lawrence Frank, who lets Kawhi Leonard blackmail you to give up 5 picks and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for Paul George. You're that guy, and you're going to sit up there and treat Chris Paul this way? You're going to disrespect. You don't even wait till you get home and negotiate quietly a buyout. You're going to send him home like a child, like he was some
Like he got
petulant child or
dismissed.
whatever, get dismissed and disrespect him like that? Hell no.
Can't do that.
Hell no. How is that man still in his job where other people losing theirs? That's a question for another day, but I assure you I will answer it. You can bet the house on that, okay? Don't talk to me about Chris Paul. He's one of the greatest point guards in the history of basketball.
history of
and everybody knows
There's
it.
a